All right, it is Dominance MMA head Ali Abdelaziz, who is always a busy man. So I appreciate you taking a few minutes, Ali. And I guess before we talk about what's going on and what's coming up, let's talk about what just happened. Bellator 288, kind of a bittersweet weekend, right? I mean, Corey Anderson unfortunately didn't get it done. Usman Nurmagomedov did get it done in incredible fashion. So I guess first, just give me your thoughts on the event and how it was kind of tough. One loss, one win.
I had 5 guys competing on this event, and 4-1, and Corey lost, and I was, I didn't even see Usman after the fight. I kind of stayed with Corey all night in the back and stuff, and it was really heartbreaking because if anybody deserved anything, it's Corey Anderson. I think this man, he worked so hard. He been through a lot, and and it's just I'm happy for all the guys who won. Usman, and again, my first Bellator title. I never have a Bellator title before, and there's a history for all of us. Khabib as a coach and myself. Everybody was really happy. But life go on, and Corey will be a champion. I have no doubt in my mind. The man always bounced back.
Yeah, it was definitely kind of heartbroken for Corey. But on the flip side as well, Usman, man, I don't know if anybody's going to beat this guy anytime soon. He looked incredible and just 24 years old. What do you think the future holds for him? What are his goals? Where does he want to go? Because he looks incredible.
I don't think Usman, he reached 30% of his potential yet, to be honest with you. He just recently, started getting pushed by Khabib. He always trained with Khabib, but Khabib actually pay attention to him, and he's just improving. Even the weight cut was easy. The fight, he make it look easy against a really tough opponent. The Pitbull brother always bring it. I don't think he was touched in this fight. He wasn't touched. He did everything he really did. He showed variety of technique, kicks, striking, wrestling, and show the Nurmagomedov that just can't wrestle. They can do it all.
Yeah, he's going to enter this Grand Prix next year, right? Is he going to defend his belt all the way through the Grand Prix?
He's the Bellator champion. He does whatever Scott Coker or Mike Coker want him to do. He's a Bellator employee, and Bellator been so amazing to all the guys. Given they're signing a lot of guys who's nobody even know about, like Rizwan Khizrif, who just beat Wichel. So many guys who they are signing. They're gonna be champion or fighting for the title very soon. Bellator roster right now is very strong.
Yeah. Last thing I want to ask you about that, I think it was ESPN MMA that put out the graphic. Team Habib, the record is like 142 wins, 11 losses, 3 draws. I mean, incredible. What do you think the key is, man? I mean, is Habib this amazing of a coach? Is it the continuation of, father's plan? What is the key to the success?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what is the key is. I get calls from these guys. I don't want to mention names. Can you please talk with Habib? We're tired. He doesn't give us a break. We hurt him. The man is just he's a man on a mission. Everybody cannot be Habib, but they're gonna be very close. The man he was. It's gonna be hard, and if you do not gonna do the work, you're not gonna be part of this anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it's a blood in, blood out. There's no such a thing. You can 60%, 70%. He give you 100% because he's doing it for nothing. He's not getting any rewards. He's not getting paid. He's just doing it for just out of love, right? And if you're not gonna give him 100%, he's gonna smash you, or you gotta go somewhere else.
That's incredible. All right, let's talk about what's coming up this week. Obviously, it's the PFL final. I know you're in New York for it. Listen to this. You got Kayla Harrison, Omari Akhmedov, Sadabusi, Stevie Ray, Bubba Jenkins, 5 people all going for world titles in the first PFL pay-per-view. So I guess just give me your thoughts on where you feel PFL is right now. As an organization, it seems to be more exciting than ever and on a roll right now. And you've got 5 guys going for titles this weekend. So talk to me about kind of what you think about where the PFL is.
You forgot Marlon Moraes.
Well, he's not going for a title, but he's fighting. He's not going for a title.
I gotta give Marlon Moraes is fighting. Magomed Karimov is fighting. Gleison Tibau is fighting. Nathan Schultz is fighting. I think we have 9 guys, I believe, fighting on this card. But listen, it's man. Listen, at the end of the day, it's a tournament. I always say I represent the best fighter in the world, and they always every year at PFL systematically. Nobody, you have to win to be in the final, and I'm lucky enough to have guys getting in the final, and I'm proud of it. Listen, let's give Pete Murray, Don Davis, Ray Safo their flowers. Nobody believe in these people too much. People doubted them, and they are turning. They are professionals. They're perfectionists. They doing such an amazing job, and they have. I'm one of the guys. Almost, I gotta admit it. I was wrong having a pay-per-view like that. But you know what? They have an amazing pay-per-view card. It's live on ESPN, same platform as the UFC, same customers, and the job they're doing was marketing, PR, endorsement. These people is they doing big things, man. They do big things, and I'm proud of them, and I'm grateful for everything they're doing for the fighters, for the sport. Because, like I always said, we need promoters. We need more promoters, more opportunity. But I gotta, they're doing an amazing job, man, and they're on a different level right now. They're on a different level. They're getting better every show, not every year. They're getting better every show. Uh, and they give it a lot of opportunity, and hopefully, listen, all my guys, they fight 5-5 for the final. I don't know how many gonna win, how many gonna lose, but one guy who I've been training with all camp, and I help him a little bit, was Sarabu. Sarabu, he should be favored 1,000. He got so much better, and he is so good, and it's crazy at this stage of his career how good he got. Sarabusi, it's a rare talent actually, because he improved every day of his life, and everything, and I'm really looking forward to it. Of course, we have the pound for pound, the greatest fighter of all the time, Kayla Harrison. Uh, she is defending his throne for the third time. For the third time, I can't wait for Kayla. I was watching her train the other day. If you guys think Kayla, she's like, she always been a Ferrari, but she's in a good garage. ATT is a good garage for her. They're improving her. They're making it so much better. Uh, and I love Kayla Harrison. She's just an amazing human being. She's an amazing soul. You know, you know. None of these girls out there can say they're better than her, because she's willing to fight everybody, but they not willing to fight her. You understand? PFL can sign lads. They can sign. They can forget about Cyborg. Cyborg will never gonna sign with PFL. He will never. She's not even with Bellator. I don't. Maybe she is. I don't know. But I think she's done with MMA. You know, and honestly, Kayla doesn't need nobody. She got Larissa. She's a firm opponent. I think Larissa will beat Aslin Lad. I think she'll beat Cyborg. She'll beat all these girls. I really do. But the problem is, Kayla beat her 2 times. And she got a lot better. She's very dangerous. She's very dangerous opponent. We're not taking it lightly. Kayla's not taking it lightly. Matt Brown is not taking it lightly. Steve Marco not taking it lightly. And then she's very, very dangerous. Very dangerous opponent. And I think she'll beat Cyborg 100%.
Well, Ali, you're breaking my heart, because I really wanted to see that Cyborg fight. Are you saying that, hey, you're kind of giving up on that? And if so, I guess
Bro,
who's the target then?
listen, I respect Cyborg, but she even like DM me some like crazy messages like last month. But I think she's a nice lady. But in a way, she said, I'm a legend. Why I need to fight Kayla for? She doesn't need to fight Kayla. Let's be real. Why I gotta fight an absolute savage who is gonna beat me? Kayla will beat her. You know what I'm saying? Kayla will beat her. Cyborg know that. I know that. You know that. All MMA media know that. The World Cup right now know that. They know this. It's her time. She's now doing unboxing. Great job. Hope she makes some money. But in a way, every line have his percent. This is Kayla. Kayla will beat Amanda Nunes, Cyborg, anybody else you put on the side. You know, same night. We will try to find this girl from Canada. What's this girl's name from Canada? Name?
Julia Budd.
Julia Budd. She pull out. She pull out. You know, I'm not gonna accuse her, but you know what? Guess what? I don't blame her if she's pulling out because she was gonna get beat so bad, you know. But I'm a big and one of the things, man, too, like the fight I'm looking forward the most, Baba Jenkins, Brandon Lockman. I think it's a really, really good fight. As a fan, Brandon's a tough kid. I think this is Baba's time. It's going to be very hard to beat Baba. But, I think Brandon is very tough. You see him look good against Chris Wade, and Chris Wade is an absolute savage, you know. And I think this is going to be a really, really good fight. Uh, and my man Stevie Ray, people always said he's going to beat the Anthony Pettis. He got lucky the first time. Second time, he went there and beat him, fighting a guy who's really tough too from Canada. I forgot his name. Marcier.
OAM, Olivier Aubin Mercier.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, his name is so hard. I think it's be a great fight too. Everybody's a great fight. Everybody is a great fight on this card from top to bottom. Marlon Moraes, I'm telling you, he looks so good at 145. I wish he'd have moved up along back. He's healthy. He's happy. He's just great. And Nathan Schultz too, man. I thought Nathan Schultz beat Alvin Marcier. I think he was robbed. He fought Jeremy Stevenson. I think he's gonna run through Jeremy Stevenson like butter. I really do. I think right now, 155 champion next year is gonna be very hard to beat Nathan Schultz. It's very, very hard. He's motivated. He's finally healthy, and you got Maga Million fighting T-Bow. They two of my guys. I love both of them. I wish them nothing but the best. And we see Omari Ahmadov. He's healthy. He's kind of. He always said, "I want schedule. I want a schedule." Now we have a schedule. He know when he's gonna first fight the first time. He know what the second time, the third time, the fourth time. And this is what great about PFL. You know when you're gonna fight. You know when you're gonna fight, and you know who you're gonna fight. It's no, I have to call. And every promotion have a different system, but fighters just preferred to know who and where and where. That's it. Because all these guys are gladiators, and a gladiator all the time they eat. They want to eat, and their food is they pray. And Thursday night, tune in live on ESPN Plus. Best show in town, taking over New York City, PFL, Pete Mary, Don Davidson, and my brother Ray Safo, the legend. Having Ray Safo as part of PFL, they're very lucky. They're very lucky because he is a legend. People respect him. You're not gonna have fighter going online talk shit about him because he's crazy enough to beat their ass. That's his fact. But he's a professional, and I think it's man, they marketing team. I used to all the time criticize their marketing PR, right? And and I want to find something wrong to say about them. I can't, because I'm honest with them. I give him a lot of criticism, uh, very organized, and that the team, T Wade, Eduardo, um, they have such a great team now, man. Is they make it so easier for the fighter, right? And I give credit when the credit due, and I think next year they're gonna have even better season. I really do, because I know some of the guys they're signing right now, and I think they're gonna have a very, very competitive season. To win the season is very, very hard. Getting harder every year, and I think next season is gonna be very. If you win the season next year, you can consider yourself you the best in the world. You really can.
Wow. Looking forward to that. Well, of course, as you said, the championships this weekend. Let's ask about some other things outside of the PFL. You talk about somebody nobody will ever say anything bad about. How about Frankie Edgar, calling it a career? I know this was an emotional night for you and an important one, but let me just ask you about Frankie, and his future and kind of his involvement with the sport. I mean, do you think he's truly done, or maybe he comes back at some point like we see at MMA? And what do you see in his role in the sport moving forward? I mean, obviously a Hall of Famer for sure, but do you see him sticking around MMA, or does he just want to go off in the sunset and spend time with his family? Like, what do you see for Frankie Edgar?
Listen, I've been trying to get Frankie to retire for 2 years. He have plenty of money. He's comfortable, but he just like to fight, man. And we have a deal, me and him, that was done. And win or lose, he was done. The man have given us great moments. He gave us joy. I will not be talking to you today if it wasn't Frankie. Frankie have done so much for me and my family. He put me on the map. He took a chance with me. I was nobody, and I'm still nobody. But he took a chance and let me become his manager, and he was the UFC lightweight champion. The man, his legend is gonna talked about for years. He was a champ at 55, but he was a 35 pounder fighting guys who's 190 and 180 fight night. Uh, and he's a great human being. He's a great guy. I told him I'll step in as the CEO of Dominance MMA, and I'll take a different role. He can be my boss any day of the week. I really, and I mean it. The man has so much knowledge, integrity, and love, and I think he can give. He want to stay back. He want to be involved, and I'll make sure he will stay back around the sport.
That's awesome, man. Absolute legend, man. It's been an honor to watch his career. All right, somebody that's starting to get legend status, Islam Makhachev, really starting to get respect that he didn't have for a long time. Now we know the first defense of his belt is going to be against a featherweight in Alexander Volkanovski, 2 top pound-for-pound fighters. But I guess what got you excited? Because it was clear Islam, after he won over Charles Oliveira, he was excited for Alexander Volkanovski. So what is it that you guys see in this fight that you think, yeah, that's the matchup we all want to see put together?
I think the UFC made a mistake by making this fight, because I think should have been Beneil Dariush, and I truly mean it. Beneil would have met with Dana and stuff, but I think I'll respect Alexander Volkanovski. Actually, I saw him at the fight and I shake his hand. I think it's a mistake to fight Islam Makhachev right now. I think it's a mistake. The only man can give him a fight is Beneil. At the moment, who is the top contenders? I just don't think it's a competitive fight. I think Islam, I've been telling you guys about this for years. Everybody think I was crazy. They call him the Chinese Khabib. I told you maybe he is better. Khabib is one of can't compare anyone to Khabib, to be honest with you. Islam is the real deal. Islam, I can see him become a 3-division champion. I really do. You told me Islam Makhachev, he cannot be in Leon Edward right now. He can. You told me Islam Makhachev can please Alex Pereira. No, he can. Islam Makhachev can be 3-division champion. I see him in the gym. He smashed people, light, heavyweight. He's a one of a kind. The man is unstoppable. I think his only tough fight in the division is Beneil Dariush, and I really see how good Beneil looked his last fight. I love Alexander. I think he's one who said if you choose one to just be around all day and to help him, I will Alex, because he's such an important figure in the sport and he's such a class act. But the only problem he has is fighting Islam Makhachev. This is the only problem he has in his life. But in a way, he I don't think he's going to ruin his legacy, because the legacy of Islam Makhachev is going to be so big, people are going to understand. But he's if he loses his belt, he's going to go back and still defend his 145 division. But I'm telling you something, them boys going to go to Australia and they're going to make a big statement. And one of the things I don't say, how Kamaru Usman become the number 4 or 5th pound-for-pound fighter? You understand? Like, I just saw that. You understand? How? It's crazy. It's crazy.
You gotta let him get some title defenses in there, and obviously this will be a big one.
Kamaru, he number 4. I think Kamaru should be number 2. Even ahead of Islam. To be honest with you, the man lost second in the whole fight. Outside the first round, he was dominant. Like in syrup or tequila or something, because they drunk. Because Kamaru Usman is the greatest fighter in the UFC today. I think he's the greatest fighter in the UFC today. The one, he has so many defenses, he has so many great fights, but it is what it is. I just gotta get this off my chest. Yeah, Islam is. He will stop Alexander under 3 respectfully. He will stop Alexander under 3 rounds. I believe though. And it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing, and I can't wait for my boy Triple C to come back. Triple C. I like Aljo. I consider Aljo as a friend. Aljo is fighting Henry Cejudo. It's done. You know, it's done. It's just that the UFC said it's done. He knows it's done. You know, I understand he wants a different fight, but the man never lost his belt. He's a two-time champion, defending both belts, and he left on his own. He didn't leave because he lost or injured. He just needed time off. And guess what? Uh, I think he will defend this title. Is a champion versus champion because he never lost the belt. You know, and I disagree with Aljamain. I think it's a big fight. It's a tougher fight. He know that. I know that. You know, and I don't think Aljamain shy from an opponent. I think he tried to make Henry sweat, but I already know what's up. He's fighting. Henry.
Wow. All right. Well, listen, I know you got a lot of interviews, Ali. We didn't even get to talk about. I think it should be Beneil versus Charles Oliveira if he's not fighting for the title. I got to figure out where Bilal Muhammad is, man. He deserves a big fight after that last win. But I know you got to do other interviews. But I want to ask you one more thing. And I hate to end it on a sad note, but I did want to ask you about Anthony Johnson, man. I mean, this was it's just wild because, you know, he made the decision to keep so much of this private. And I don't think any of us really knew how serious everything was. You know, we kept asking you, when is he going to fight again? You know, when do we get to see him again? And you and Scott Coker kept kind of telling us like, hey, don't worry about that. Like, just worry about everything's okay. And I don't think any of us really knew how serious this was. But I guess, can you just talk to me about, you know, the passing of Anthony Johnson and how difficult this has been for you guys to know that this battle was happening behind the scenes over these past few years?
You know, it was, sorry. You know, yesterday was, we buried him. You know, I was in Georgia. We buried him. And Anthony, man, was a really special guy, man. Everybody loved Anthony. He took care of everybody. He was nice to everybody. Yesterday it was. I slept off today because I didn't sleep for the last 2.5 because I know I was going to the funeral. I was very scared. I never been to a funeral in the U.S. And I went there, and his casket was there, and his family was there. They made it very short, small. And Anthony, man, was suffering, man. I was suffering for the last 1.5 years, and now I talk to people, you know, and I talk to people, and he was telling me, like, I wanted a few people know what's going on with him, dialysis, kidneys, stuff like that. But he'd been having a cancer for 1.5 years, and I think he fought with a cancer. I think he really did, you know. I think because now the timing, I think he had cancer when he fought, you know. And I want to thank really Bellator, man, and Scott Coker and Mike Hogan. They went and got him a medical insurance about 1 year ago because he didn't have a medical insurance, you know. And even like some of his sponsors, like Monster, right? Like this guy Hound, everybody killed every fucking day. His deal was done, you know. His deal was done, and he renewed his deal to help him, you know. Like, and people really cared about Anthony, you know. Like Mike Hogan would see him all the time and visiting him. And I'll be honest, man, the UFC guys too. Dana was asking him all the time, Hunter, and a lot of, you know, everybody loved Hunter, you know, and he loved everybody, you know. He loved everybody, and people really stuck by Anthony, man. And rest in peace, you know, rest in peace. And that's about it, man. You know, it was rough, very rough, you know. And Anthony was a very special guy, very special human being. And you found one person who didn't like Anthony Johnson. He's like same as like Frankie Edgar and these guys, you know. He was a gentle giant. He was one of the most terrified person on this planet, but he was working saving dogs and kennels and all this kind of, you know. So many people come to me at the funeral and say thank you, you know. Anthony really loved you, and it meant so much to me. It meant so much to me because it was hard, man. It was hard. Anthony was a really good guy, man.
Absolutely. Ali, I appreciate sharing that, man. I can see the emotions, and I know how tough it was for everybody around him. So I appreciate you sharing that. And listen, I know that you got a lot of other things to do, so I know you probably want a few minutes to collect yourself. But I appreciate the time, and obviously, wish all your fighters the best this Friday. You got a lot going on, and thank you for spending the time, Ali. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, John. Thank you.